seconds was doing something to help get weather advisories into our news department's Teams chat and totally lost track of time. So my apologies. But at any rate, it is Wednesday morning. It is June the 28th. Holy cannoli. What? We're almost to July? Nobody told me that. Anyway, this is Coffee Talk. We get together 7 days a week to chat about what's going on in the world of weather. Lovely start to the morning. Lovely start, but it is going to get hot once again. The top two things we are monitoring: the big heat persisting around Central Florida. We're going to be discussing just how hot things feel in your neighborhood today. Plus, looking ahead to the 4th of July, we've been getting all the questions. And while I may not have all the answers, I can do my darndest. I can try. And, trying is all that counts, right? At least that's what I keep telling myself. All right, let's look outside, shall we? See what's doing across town. A little gray here at Disney Springs. I got to tell you, speaking of Disney Springs, I won't say the person's name, but a friend of mine who I've known for forever and a day got engaged there yesterday. So that's always fun. I've not seen any. It's nobody that I work with. It's nobody at WESH, but it's a longtime friend and his beautiful fiance. So I don't even know that they watch Coffee Talk, but if they do, they know who I'm talking about, and congratulations to them. Other than the clouds, it's pretty dry, at least in our area now. Now being the key word. Here's first warning live Doppler radar, and just north of our area, around Newbury, there's a pretty good little thunderstorm up there, and it's trying to work into Marion County. So we may have a little bit of stormy weather eventually trying to move in. We look at velocity, that's way out there. I'm just kind of looking at the different channels. Oh, hello. That's Tampa, that's Jacksonville. Nothing crazy. It looked like it was a little feistier a little earlier. Like right there. But at any rate, a good little thunderstorm complex continuing to gradually drift into the I-75 corridor there in Alachua County and may eventually work into Marion. So it's not going to be a perfectly dry start to our day. But let me tell you, if this is any indication of what's to come, then at least we'll have the opportunity for some rainfall. Here's a look at our wider perspective, okay? And it's kind of a similar scenario to what we had last week. There's another front parked north of us throwing off these little MCSs, these little mesoscale convective systems. And so that's where we're getting these storms kind of bopping up north of us for now, but it's a thing. Okay, so that's where we're at. In terms of temperatures, we're scrolling the temperatures on the bottom of the screen, but here you go across Central Florida. 80 degrees in Orlando, 80 degrees in the Villages, 81 degrees in Daytona Beach, and our forecast today brings us to the 90s, the mid-90s. It is a hot, humid, hazy day. It is going to be gross, but I'm happy to say I'm seeing showers and thunderstorms in the forecast. It's not a ton, but every little bit will help us. We need rain to cool us down by the afternoon. So before that happens, here's a look at the temperatures around town. We'll make it to 95 degrees in Orlando, 96 in the Villages, Wildwood. Even at the beaches, it's going to be hot, but at least we're getting a little bit of opportunity of rainfall. Now, I do want to mention that 95 in Orlando, the record high today is 98. So the good news is I don't think we're going to get to records. I don't think, at least this afternoon. But this morning, and I'm just kind of looking, I need to switch it from Celsius over to Fahrenheit. I'm looking this morning. Yeah, so, we missed it because of midnight. Okay, all right. So I was looking just to see. So the record warm, so let me read this right. The record highest low temperature for today is 76 degrees. we hit at midnight 75, and we were at 75. So we did not get the record warm low temperature. Just one of those anecdotal things I thought would have been fun. We're not going to be there today. All right. So anyway, so there's the high temperatures for today. When we compare it to records, as I find this, record high versus forecast today. Here's where we settle up. Again, 98 is the record in Orlando. Don't expect to get there. We'll be close in Sanford. 97 is the record. 95 is the forecast. I think the rest of Central Florida's reporting stations should have a decent gap between temperatures. So it's going to be a hot day. And just as we had been discussing for a while, this week around the southeastern United States, there are all kinds of records that are in jeopardy. When we look to the advisories posted around, excessive heat warning and heat advisories are posted, and that does include parts of Central Florida. Sumter County, Polk County, under a heat advisory from noon until 6 today. So why isn't the rest of us? That is the area covered under the National Weather Service in Tampa, whereas, that button, thank you. Whereas like Volusia, Brevard, Osceola, Orange, Seminole, Lake counties, you're covered under the National Weather Service in Melbourne, and then Flagler and Marion is covered under the National Weather Service in Jacksonville. And each Weather Service office has their own specifications on heat advisories. So we have hit said specifications for the National Weather Service in Tampa, not for Melbourne. So that's where we're at. Okay? Either way, it's going to be hot. When we look at the muggy meter for the day, either way, we're in the steamy category. Not the most fun thing in the world. So just take it easy if you've got plans to be outside. We at least have a little bit of rain in the forecast. So let's take a look at the rainfall. Here's Futurecast. We'll dial it up. This morning we're looking good, but you can see it's already saying by 11, 12 o'clock or so, we'll have a few showers trying to fire up in our western areas and through the metro. Right? That's not a bad thing. Into the afternoon, widely scattered showers, even a few thunderstorms, and then everything eventually wants to work off to the east. So when we look at today's overall coverage, the highest coverage of rain is going to be the furthest east. A few showers out west, but the majority of the excitement, we'll say, right, will be out east of town. Okay? Does anybody have any questions about today's gross hot forecast? I'm just honest. It's gross. I grew up in Central Florida. I am not a fan of this. There's your lunchtime feels like temperatures, right? 1, 2, 3 o'clock. There's your 3 o'clock feels like temperatures. I don't know. Not my favorite. Not my favorite. Yes, Chris, you have a question. Please go ahead. William says, good. Love the rain. We need the rain. We need it. When will the high move away? That's a good question. So, John, let's just look at the 7-day forecast here for a moment. That area of high pressure builds in and just goes, right? But looking at this weekend's forecast, Sunday into Monday into Tuesday, that's when we're going to start to see that rain chance returning. And it's going to take a little while for those temperatures to drop back off, okay? But at least we're getting in the right direction. So the high really builds in Thursday, Friday, Saturday. That's when we're just straight up in there. And then Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, it's going to start to move out. So we'll be able to return slowly back to normal. So there's that. Mickey, are the storms going to be on the strong side since it's so hot outside? More fuel for the storms. It has certainly the potential. Yeah, the more heat energy, the more lift. Why? Because warm air rises. Now, atmospherically, the air is sinking. So it's kind of battling that squeeze play. So that's the one reason why we're not anticipating it to be like crazy. But warm air rises, even though overall atmospherically, there's a sinking air mass because of that high at the 500 millibar level. So, yeah. Can I explain what causes a thunderstorm to create an outflow? Essentially, as the cloud builds, it starts collapsing and producing rain. That outflow is just that rush of air that kind of hits the ground and then starts spreading. It's a more subtle version of a downburst or microburst. Yeah. Tiffany, wasn't this supposed to be our rainy season? There's always modifications to it, but it is. I mean, it is our rainy season. We just have an abnormal thing happening atmospherically, right? And what is that abnormal thing? Well, essentially, we go halfway up the atmosphere, and you've got this big ridge of high pressure at the 500 millibar level, and that ridge of high pressure is building in, and it's causing this sinking air mass. This sinking air compresses and it heats, and because it sinks, it tries to limit the overall rain chance. And as a matter of fact, we wouldn't have rain in the forecast today, but let me show you the water vapor channel of the satellite. I'm so tired. But if you look there, there's a little piece of energy dropping from Mississippi, right? You see it right there? That piece of energy is moving in. That's what's helping to spark up our shower and thunderstorm chances for today. Otherwise, atmospherically, we just wouldn't have anything going on. Yeah. Tim, I'm counting on it to be cooler in Florida than Iceland next week. Can you make sure that happens for me? As long as you know I don't have actual control. As long as we're good with that. Taylor says, tip of the day, y'all. Wash your and wear deodorant and reapply as necessary. Listen, I will tell you, I've got deodorant all over. My chest, my back, my underarms. I want to try and smell squeaky clean. And on a day like today where it's going to be hot, like we got to do our part, people. So yeah. And for those of you that don't wear deodorant, it may not be the worst idea. Dottie, hope you got some sleep. I was awakened so many times to, I got to go potty. And it's better than having to clean the bed sheets. But, oh boy, I do enjoy the idea of one day being able to get some sleep. It'll happen. One day. Oh, man. This is one of the few times I actually wear underarm deodorant. Boy, I wear it every day. Taylor, don't lie. You know you have hidden meteorological powers to control the weather. I really don't. Otherwise, I would go out of my way to make it rain so that we don't get to 95 degrees today. That's where I'm at. Jennifer says, it's not enough to use deodorant. One needs to use deodorant that works. Yeah, and I enjoy the antiperspirant world. I mean, I'm a sweaty son of a gun. Things that you didn't need to know. Yeah. Taylor, have we installed the other fans yet? No. I feel seen right now. Elise said he was going to come help me, so there's that. It's a two-person, 6-beer kind of job, even though I don't drink beer, but you know. So, all right, any questions? My girls used to walk past the bathroom into our bedroom to tell me she had to go potty. That's exactly right. My kids, Janet, the same thing. They go right past the bathroom just to tell me it's time to go potty. Yeah. Oh, well. Stacy says, I love your kid stories. It reminds me of those days gone by. You will eventually sleep. But then I'm going to miss these days, aren't I? That's what I hear. Can never win, right? Oh, well. How's your back feeling, Anne-Marie? It's better than it was yesterday, but it's still, I don't know if you, like, I keep, like, going back, leaning back to pop a little bit. Tiffany says, at least you have a nice pool to jump into. I got to turn the heater off, y'all. I got in yesterday and I was like, which of course I think the heater's on right now, but here we are. I need to, after coffee talk, I'm going to turn it off. You definitely miss it. Being stuck in the middle of it sucks. Yeah, can confirm. Yeah, so that's where we're at. At least, you know, when we look at the long range, it's hot. That high pressure sticks around. It's hot. But into next week, that's when we're going to start to see a change, which means holiday forecast, 4th of July, right? That's where we're cooking. grilling and otherwise. 93 the forecast high for now, but we're going to have plenty of storms, it looks like, in there. Like right now, 50, 60% coverage of storms. So yeah. We'll be getting back to it. But it's, it's 4th of July. Let it be a normal summer's day, and that's exactly where we're at. It's going to be a summer's day. Plenty of showers and storms in that forecast. Taylor, why the hell do you still have the pool heater on? I never turned it off, my love. That's where we're at. But it stops itself. I set it to 90 when it was still a little cool out, and then I've just forgotten to turn it off. So immediately following Coffee Talk today, I'm going to go and turn it off. Yeah. I think Brian says maybe a hot pool will be good for your back. I think it helped yesterday, if I'm honest. I was in there for a bit. So I think so. But I also feel like it was great. It wasn't refreshing. Like it was just a tinge too warm for being refreshing. When you brought up the pool was hot in the past, I thought it was normally hot from our weather. No, because I have a pool screen installed. So I feel like that cuts down on a bunch of the solar UV radiation waves. You don't get burned as much. You still end up getting the bugs and the stuff though. Yeah, it's no longer a pool. It's been transformed to a therapy center, says the guy that doesn't wear underarm deodorant. But if you're wanting to head to the beach, for example, it looks like it's going to be a great day for that as I start talking without having the graphic loaded. Stand by. All right, beach forecast today, my friends. Heading out that direction, 88 on the beach sand. About a 1 to 2 foot surf. Lower 80s for the water temperatures, so yeah, not too bad. You should go to a chiropractor for that back issue. I have to go every 3 weeks, but it's made such a difference. I need to do something, for sure. Jeannie says, I like a refreshing pool, not a warm bath. You know what the thing is? I just forgot. I just forgot. I'll get there. Less chemicals. Yeah, less friends too, though, right, Chris? Salon posture, you're back. I picked some up. So yes, I picked up. So I need to put that on there. Stretch. Yeah, I need to do that. It's hard to stretch when it's 5 o'clock in the morning. It's I gotta go caca. I mean, it's sweet little voice, Ooh, it's bopping on Chris today, huh? I'm teasing you, buddy. Am I though? What's happening? If not a chiropractor, get a massage. That always helps. Need to figure something out. Yeah, need to definitely do something. So we'll do it. We'll get there. Little by little, we'll get there. All right. Any other questions about anything? Questions, comments, concerns, anything? I'm teasing you, Chris. Don't you worry. So that's why we haven't been over to see our pool. What, Sonia? Is that what? So that's why haven't been over to see our pool. I'm so confused. Sonia, what are you saying? Is that why I haven't been over to see y'all's pool? Have I even been invited? I don't even know if I've been invited. I don't even know. What's going on? Cats and dogs living together, mass hysteria. It has to be at least 88 for me to get in. Yeah, I like a comfortably warm pool. But 90 when it's 90 out is different than 90 when it's 80 out, So that's why I did what I did. That's the only reason. All right, to the tropics, my friends. We've got 2 areas that we are watching, and they're both literally right next to each other. Just east of Florida, let me introduce you to the 2 areas. That X there, that's the remnants of Cindy. All right, let's go back. See near Bermuda on the left side, that weird thing? That's the remnants of Cindy. 0.0% chance of developing, so that percentage has continued to drop. But just east of that, just southeast of Bermuda, that area there has a 20% chance. It's like a piece of Cindy broke off. What? Essentially, if you want to just look at the wide shot, this may be able to help you out a little bit. When we look at the wide shot in the tropics, it's pretty funny. There's quite literally nothing going on. It's these 2 areas that we're watching in the tropics. That's it. The Caribbean, quiet. The open Atlantic, there's stuff, including a decent little wave rolling off, but nothing that looks like it's actually going to get going. So when it comes to the tropics, it's just those two areas. The rest of the basin is nice and quiet. Taylor says, hey, I'll vouch for Chris. He hugged me on Saturday and he didn't smell bad. I've been around Chris plenty. He doesn't smell bad. Dave says, Eric Burris is my hero. Dave, you're in Coffee Talk this morning. Did you see the very beginning of Coffee Talk? Did you hear my first 2 minutes of Coffee Talk by chance? Did you? I don't know if you came in later. If you heard the first 2 minutes, I was talking to you, sir. If you didn't hear the first 2 minutes of Coffee Talk, Dave, you should go back and listen to it. Catherine says, you're too young for back issues. Now, you know what it is? It's doing things that I'm not normally doing. Like this. Like trying to hang a ceiling fan. Brian says, I'm going to have access to a family pool this weekend that I haven't been able to enjoy the past couple of years. Looking forward to it. Pools are pools, that was like, listen, the pool was one of the things when we built our house, I was like, this is a non-negotiable. And I'm so grateful. It's my favorite. I always say it's my favorite room in the house. It's truly my favorite room in the house. All right, you missed it. Great. Go back and watch it, Dave. Kimmy, any rip current advisories the East Coast to be aware of? It's not that there's rip current advisories, but when we look at the beach forecast, there is the concern as the winds shift around today, there is a concern for rip currents. There's a high risk of rip currents, but it's only around that onshore flow. So afternoon is when the rip currents will be a concern. We need a pool party after Chris gets cleared and after we help Chris in the deodorant department. Kelly says pool party at my house. The pool, it's not a very big pool, I will say. In my neighborhood, I would say probably everybody else has a bigger pool than me, but that's okay. I just wanted a pool. I didn't care how big it was. Melanie says, I love my pool too. Mine is 85 and refreshing. See, I need to dial mine down a little bit. I need to remember that pool heater's on. So, all right. So that's where we're at. Hot today, hot tomorrow, hot on Friday. Like, look at the high temperatures. Let's just have a minute here. Let's look at the high temperatures, okay? Friday afternoon. At least the beaches are cooler, right? Saturday afternoon. Ooh. At least there's that. Now, as far as rain chances go, we do end up getting that rain. And we already showed you the Futurecast for today. Let's look ahead to tomorrow. You see, Futurecast isn't really painting much in there for tomorrow afternoon. So, sorry. Just not going to happen there. Friday, not going to happen there either. Saturday, maybe a quick coastal shower. And then into Sunday, we are finally going to start to get rain. But Monday into Tuesday, now there's going to be a little bubble up of moisture in the Gulf that's going to help to spark this, but I'll take it. So really, Futurecast, like the long-range Futurecast, is going dry even for Sunday. Like, it's not until Monday that we really get those storms going. Oh, do we need it? Denise says, we have a big inflatable family pool now. Hope the doggies won't tear it up. Had the above-ground pool for a couple of years, and it got ruined, and the landlord complained about it. Yeah, I've done the inflatable pool thing. It's a pool. It gets the job done. As long as we have a way to cool down, right? Like, that's the bottom line. As long as we have a way to calm down. It looks like I need to get little man's little Aldi pool together. Laura, look, it's great. I remember before we built this house, we had another house that had no pool, and I bought one of those where you put it out and you inflate the ring and then you put the water in it and it builds up. And I was so embarrassed, and we've talked about this on Coffee Talk. I was so embarrassed. And then I stopped caring. Because it is hot as snot outside. and I'm doing whatever I can to get cool. So, you know what? I did. I think I have pictures of it. Not that y'all want to see. I could go find it. Not that you want to go see, but at any rate, I don't care. I loved it. Only a couple of us could get in at a time, but loved it. So go to that Aldi and get that little pool. Go get an inflatable. Chris, you've been there. You know, right? Chris, did you enjoy it? Yes, sir. Did you? Did your family enjoy it? Yes, sir. Everybody enjoyed it, right? Yeah. Jennifer says, I wish we had a pool. I didn't know how to swim when we moved to Florida, so we had to hunt for a house without a pool. Now I know how to swim and have 2 kids that love swimming. We're grateful for neighbors that allow us to use their pools. Yeah, it's so hot outside. Brian, back when I was a deputy, we had a house with a nice pool. I used to come home after working during the summer, take my uniform and ballistic vest off, and walk directly to the pool and fall in. It was incredible. Yeah, it's nice because the kids love it, and I love it, and it's yeah. Or I could come crash your house. That's the better option. There you go. That's good. That's good too. Yeah. Laura says it was only $40 and the sucker was huge. We love Aldi wins. Oh yeah, that Isle of Secrets. Love Aldi. Yeah. Yeah, when we rented a house, I bought that plastic kiddie pool just to stay cool. Neighbors laughed, but I enjoyed it. It's a one-man pool. Robin, listen. I was so embarrassed I didn't want any neighbor. I didn't want any friend knowing about it. But, like, dog days of summer. # survival mode, you know? Family enjoyed it. They couldn't get in it with me. Well, they enjoyed it more because you were not in it, right? No, I'm just teasing. But yeah, it's one of those. It's one of those. All right. That's where we're at. Any questions? Anything? Aldi is wonderful. The Isle of Treasure. Love that Isle of Treasure. Christy says, in college we had an inflatable pool. I love it. Anne-Marie says, if you live in Florida, you need a pool or live close to the beach. Or have cold shower, like something. Just survival mode. I mean, seriously, as silly as it is, survival mode. That's all. Now you've got me researching affordable above-ground pools. Listen. All right, let me find this picture. Hold on a second. While I chat, enjoy the 7-day forecast. What would that have been? What year? So we moved in here in 2019, so it would have been like summer of 2018. Summer of 2018. Let's see. Hold on. I'll find it. You're going to laugh because it's like just embarrassing looking. Because I've got the biggest smile on my face. All right, that's me grilling. That's me drinking coffee. Ooh, that's us on a boat. Eric was such a... there it is. There it is. All right. This was my pool. Oh, was I proud of this thing. Listen, I think I got it on Amazon for like $50. Look at that thing. Put it right in the backyard. $50. That thing was a stud. And I've got yep. This is the joke. This is the joke picture that we sent to all of our friends. Just me in there, sitting, happy, like just happy. But you know what? It got the job done. So we can tease all we want, but at the end of the day, it worked. Janice says, need to see a pic. Oh yeah. Yeah. But wear antiperspirant deodorant. Oh yeah, for sure, Jeannie, for sure. Even the hose comes in handy to cool off. Anything. Survival mode, yeah. Looks better than the boat you bought. Hey, the boat works. Brian says, nice, that is perfect. It's great. Look, it was like $50 on Amazon. It was like an Intex inflatable doohickey. But like, look at these temperatures, people. Like survival mode. You know, it's a spot, and I would throw chlorine in it. And I would take the water samples to the pool store, and they're like, so how many thousands of gallons is your pool? And I'm like, it's an 8-foot ring. Like, it was not very big. Eric's pool picture could be an ad for that pool. Hey, Jennifer, it worked. It worked. Denise, ours is the $30 one from Walmart that doesn't require a pump. What I liked is that mine did require a pump so that I could keep it clean and all that. But what ended up happening is like I would have a family member that would like help. He always loved to do gardening, and he would just get so covered in grass and stuff, and then he would jump in my little tiny pool. And the problem is it had a little filter, but it wasn't a very big filter, and so I'd end up having to clean all the grass. I never told him about it, but anyway, Janice says, us Floridians know what works. Listen, it's what works. Yeah. Don't come up to Rainbow Springs this weekend. They close the river access after a certain amount has entered. And you want your spot? Is that what it is, Terry? Oh, man. All right. Any other questions, comments, concerns, people? Anybody got anything? My son would have a ball making a spa out of the above ground. Listen, we got to do what we got to do. My inflatable had a pump pit filter. Didn't we have the same thing, but I feel like yours was just bigger than mine? Isn't that what it was? Right? All right. So the tropics for now, relatively quiet. The big story, though, my friends, is going to be that heat. It's going to be that heat. We've got heat advisories posted for the western areas. And I do want to let you know, while we were yentering it up about the pool, that storm up in northern Marion County continued to get a little closer. And the National Weather Service went ahead and issued a significant weather advisory for northern Marion County. So it looks like it's weakening, but it's just one of those things. Yeah. Brian says, so you could buy 1,000 of them and wear them out for the cost of an in-ground. Look, if you're just trying to stay cool, you do what you got to do. And if you don't need a big pool, if you just need to go in there and soak for a little bit, it worked. And you know what I did? I remember I was looking on, regarding that pool again, I was looking on YouTube, and all these people were talking about how they clean it and put it away for the season. And I'm like, this thing has sat out in Florida summer for, a few months. Like, I'm not cleaning it and putting it away. Like, structural integrity would tell me, go spend another $50 next summer. Like, it got the snot kicked out of it. So maybe, just maybe, I buy another one. But yeah, so every year I just bought another inflatable pool. Jennifer says that just texted with my sister and Archer, and it's, oh yeah, it's up that way for sure. Yeah, it's definitely pouring. Yep. Thankfully, nothing severe, but some good heavy rain. All right. So, sorry about yesterday missing the afternoon coffee talk. Was in the boss's office. So, there we are. But at any rate, we'll do some more today. Sound fun? All right, listen. I've got a meeting I got to run to. Be the sunshine in someone else's day. Thank you so much for hanging out for Coffee Talk. I will see you all later on this afternoon. 3:30, we'll do this again. I promise I'll be there today because I am not on TV. All right? All right, be good. Bye, y'all.